Hello everyone, this is my second video for the day. I thought I'd get them both done since I have the free time. I can't talk about the subject nearly as well as some people, but I can talk about two incidents that have happened in my hometown within the past 2 years. Through the middle of my hometown is a huge highway. It's not, well, it is an interstate. It's Interstate Route 10 that runs through New Jersey. But it's not like the Garden State or the Turnpike or anything. It's just a really big road. However, there's no bridge, like walk bridge, that goes over it or anything. There's only crosswalks that go across it. And people travel across this road at 80 miles an hour. 2 years ago, one of my friends was hit trying to cross this road, going from the diner she worked at to the apartments on the other side of the road. Only about maybe a couple 100 yards to maybe a couple meters. I don't know the distance. It wasn't very far. It wasn't very far at all. That was 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. Because it was January of my senior year. So January of 09. No. January of 2010. Something like that. I'm going to be a junior in college. And they have yesterday at 8 o'clock in the morning, a kid not in my grade, but who just graduated, was hit on the same road at a different part of it by a Raymore and Flanagan truck. They don't know if he was trying to cross, they don't know if it was a suicide, but he was hit on the same road. In both cases, they were pretty instantly killed. Now, the point of the video is not about how my town needs to get their priorities together and build a stupid walk bridge. It's more about how grief and mourning can affect bipolar and symptoms. Now, it's too soon after the kid who just died, Brian's death, to really know how I'm going to be affected by that one. So given that I didn't know him all that well, but Ty, the girl who first died, was my friend. I didn't know her exceedingly well, not as close as two of her friends who were really messed up by it. And I wasn't nearly as bad as the girl who saw it, Susanna, who ended up getting PTSD because she saw Ty get hit. But we were all affected in some way. I mean, my depression got quite a bit worse. I know my psychosis started around that time. It already started around senior year, but after Ty's death, it got quite a bit worse. I started being delusional, started hallucinating. It was definitely a big trigger for all that kind of stuff. I mean, already by Brian's, I'm pretty unsettled and just kind of feel not very well. Not depressed or anything. It hasn't totally hit me what happened. But, I mean, I don't remember when my grandmother died. I was 8. My one grandfather died when I was 3 or 4. The other one died when I was 8. So I don't totally remember. I remember them, but I don't remember them dying. And one of my grandmothers who died once died before I was born. So, of my family, I've never really lost anyone exceedingly close, or at least been affected by it. Ty's death is really the only thing that's affected me. So I mean, I bet other people can make video responses to this and stuff. But with Thai, a lot of people became socially isolated. Remember, I didn't eat lunch with the same people. I didn't. We have we avoided our usual lunch spot. We didn't talk about her. We didn't talk about what had happened. At least not for the weeks afterwards. Some people did. Some people took the opposite alternative and just talked about her as much as they could. There's different ways of dealing with it. But at least I know I became pretty depressed by it. Started having panic attacks about what death is like. In fact, there's still times when I get bad that if I can't watch horror movies because the idea of death and suffering makes me think empathetically about what the character is going through, and then I panic. I try to contemplate what is actually happening on the screen, and I panic. Can't watch the news because I can't watch war footage. It can get pretty bad. Um, so, I mean, anxiety was really high, I remember. Really just big on depression. It very similar to PTSD, but it was a short, kind of severe PTSD. Though I have a friend that she has PTSD from something else, and every time someone mentions Thai, she'll get another weak spur up of it. I'd like to hear everybody else's comments, so just comment in.